Hi, I'm Rob King and welcome to the calibration of the iSpindel. For those people who've been watching my videos, they know I dropped this on a hard kitchen floor and the subsequent readings were definitely incorrect. So I am hoping that I've not done something too serious to the iSpindel and actually it's just knocked out the calibration a little bit and I need to recalibrate. Now, to prepare for this, you need a consistent temperature water. Now, I've drawn off a 12-litre bucket of water that can level out at room temperature. So when I'm ready to calibrate, I have that consistent temperature throughout. The only other ingredients you're going to need is a bag of table sugar to start with that sugar wash at a high gravity and then slowly dilute it down and take readings at each of the steps in between. Now I'm getting ahead of myself. Other equipment that you're going to need in addition to your iSpindel is going to be a hydrometer or refractometer in order to take all those interim readings. Now there are basically 4 steps to this activity. The first step is to take a horizontal reading, a horizontal calibration. The second step is to take what's called a tilt or float reading, which is a more vertical position, but this is important because it's an adjustment that ensures the circuit board is sitting in the correct position within the tube. So that is an important setting, and we take that reading at specific gravity 1.000, which is water, which is our first of several readings that we're going to take to calibrate. Step 3 then is to start from your typical highest gravity. Now I started from 1.070. That's a little higher than my typical, but I just started a nudge above that, and then take gravity and tilt readings at each step as you dilute that initial sugar wash to take hydrometer readings in 10 specific gravity increments. So we end up with a series of readings that we've calculated, that is the specific gravity and the amount of tilt that is being generated from the iSpindel. We feed all of that information in step 4 into a calibration tool, which creates a formula which we then have to load through the maintenance page back onto the iSpindel. Right, that's the plan. Let's get going. Now, this is the iSpindel, and the first thing we're going to do is just remove the cap and have a quick look inside, where you'll see the power on switch, the charging port, and also 2 pins protruding on the right hand side. Now we need to put the iSpindel in configuration mode, which requires us to short out those 2 pins by tapping them 3 times. I'm simply using a pair of scissors to short out that circuit. The blue light flashes to indicate it's in configuration mode, and we can now see the access point name for the iSpindel within our Wi-Fi settings. Connecting to the iSpindel will bring up a main menu page that looks like this. The first option, info, will give us key information from the iSpindel. We'll be using this quite a lot as we go through the calibration settings. But before we begin, we are going to give the iSpindel a charge. When we plug it in, it will be red initially, indicating that it's taking a charge, and will turn blue when the charge is complete, and we are ready to begin calibration. In addition to the iSpindel, we will need a refractometer or a hydrometer. Now I'm going to use a hydrometer today. We'll also need a thermometer to just check the temperature of that water. A good sized bucket allows us to maintain temperature a little more easily. And of course, we're going to need some table sugar. For the horizontal configuration or offset calibration, we're going to first place the iSpindel on a good flat surface. Now it will rock for a moment and we need to wait for it to settle down and stop, and then go into the configuration menu, select maintenance, and then select calibrate for the offset calibration. Now this will only take a few seconds and the blue light will turn solid blue for a moment and then return to flashing once it's complete. If we now check on info, the tilt should show 89.9 degrees. Calibration is complete. Now, if it's giving any other reading, we need to make sure the surface is completely flat and the circuit board is firmly fixed inside the tube, and place it on the surface again and take another calibration reading. for the float test, we are measuring the tilt for plain water, which is a specific gravity of 1.000. So we first need to let the water warm up to 20 degrees centigrade. We'll drop in the iSpindel and then take a tilt reading. The reading we are looking for is around 25 degrees, plus or minus 5 degrees. So anywhere in the range 20 to 30 is an acceptable range at this point. Now we have a reading of 26 degrees, so we are good. Now if you are outside of that range, then we need to make an adjustment to the circuit board. If the reading is high, then the board needs to move further down the tube, and if the reading is low, we need to bring the circuit board up the tube. Before we begin this section, the first thing we're going to do is calculate how much sugar is needed to create a sugar wash at the higher specific gravity. So we've chosen 1.070 being pretty much the highest that I ever go to as our starting point. The sugar wash calculator I'm using is from chasethecraft.com. Now I'm looking for 3.5 litres as my starting point. That means I need 3.014 litres of water at room temperature, to which we will add 0.62 kilograms into the sugar wash. A quick check with the hydrometer and we have hit 1.070 perfectly. So it's time to drop in the iSpindel and take a tilt reading. At the high gravity, you can see the iSpindel is floating more horizontal in the sugar water. Our first tilt reading then is 61.37, which I've captured in this table. So we are systematically now going to dilute that sugar wash to bring it down to 1.060. To calculate how much dilution we need, we're going to go over to brewersfriend.com for the dilution and boil off gravity calculator. Now we're starting with 3.5 litres, so that goes into the first box. The current gravity is 1.070, which goes into the second box, and our desired gravity is 1.060. Once we've entered all those figures, it tells us we need 0.58 litres of water to dilute, which brings us up to a total of 4.08 litres, which we will use in the next round of calculations. Keeping temperature consistent, I'm drawing off that 0.58 litres directly from my bucket and adding it to the sugar wash. And so we repeat, the hydrometer readings come out at exactly 1.060, that's not always going to happen, and the tilt reading at 56.52. And so we return to Brewer's Friend. We copy that 4.08 litres volume into the wort volume, and now we change our current gravity to 1.060, target gravity to 1.050, and we now update and find that we need 0.82 litres to dilute our sugar wash. The hydrometer reading has come out exactly 1.050, we are doing well, and the tilt is 50.69. Now we have a problem though, because clearly there isn't enough space to continue dilution. Using Brewer's Friend, it tells me I need 6 litres of space. So the answer is simply I'm going to tip away some of that volume. So my starting volume is reset to 3.5 litres, and then we continue from there. And success! We only need 0.88 litres now to top up from 3.5. Still using my bucket of water to maintain room temperature, giving it all a good mix to dilute, and of course noting the hydrometer and tilt readings. And repeat for 1.030. However, this time when we took the hydrometer reading, it came out just slightly higher, which we've recorded here, and that's the number that will go into the final calibration in the next step. The volume of dilution increases as you close in on these lower gravities, so for the next 2 readings I'm reducing the starting volume to 3 litres and 2 litres respectively, so there's enough space to add that dilution. It's noticeable at this stage just how much more upright the iSpindel is in the sugar wash. And so we've captured all of the information we need to calibrate. On to the final step. In this step, we are going to create a formula that converts those tilt readings move back into specific gravity. And to do that, we need to go to the website iSpindel.de/tools/calibration/calibration.htm. Of course, Google's probably an easier route through to that link. The portal looks like this initially. Let's zoom in a bit. Now, before we begin entering data, we need to make sure that the gravity unit is correct. We've set it here to specific gravity rather than Plato, and the measurement is being made using a hydrometer rather than a refractometer. We can now start entering the data, entering the first reading 1.070 for the gravity, and then the tilt 61.37 for the tilt. This adds it to a table, and we're going to continue doing that for all of the readings we've just calculated. With that all achieved, down at the bottom we see a formula, degree 3. We need to take a copy of that formula and place it on the iSpindel. Now there's a couple of ways of doing this. You can copy it manually if you're using two devices, or if you're using the same device, cut and paste it over. Right, we've finished here, it's over to the iSpindel. And in config mode, we select configuration and get quite a number of different settings to configure. Down at the bottom is gravity conversion, where you'll see a polynomial formula. Paste in that degree 3 formula here and press save. Jobs are good and we are ready to go. I hope you found this video useful. If so, please do comment, like and subscribe, and happy homebrewing everyone.